going. Ugh, man, getting too old for this stuff.
Hey, and welcome to another episode of Late Night Take 3. This isn't the lost episode, quote unquote. We haven't unearthed this episode from a depth because it just got lost in the internet ether. This is about the TV show Lost. But this is episode number 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42, which doesn't actually equal
that number.
Too late. I just talked about it. But I've got a great panel here. To my whatever side this is Doug. Doug, how's it going?
It's good, man. I'm not feeling lost. Also, guys, make sure that you know that it's. Hold on, I'm gonna finish this joke with a second.
Oh boy. Dead air.
Ryan can't handle dead air.
Dead air. Come on, dude. I learned this in broadcasting school, man. Powers that be. Yeah. I figured you were gonna do that because I remember that episode. I remember that moment.
That moment's one of the greatest. That's probably one of my favorite episodes. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll get into that later, brother. But yeah, not Penny's.
But also here we've got Christina. Christina, how's it going?
Hi, very happy to be here. This was one of my favorite shows back in the day, so I'm very happy to bring it back to life a little bit and talk about it with these fine gentlemen.
And last but not least, we've got Ryan Permison. Ryan, how's it going?
I'm doing well, Malcolm. Thanks for having me on tonight. I got an unauthorized invitation for this episode by a certain panelist named Christina, so I have her to thank for having me on the show tonight. The ratings are going to go up, so thank you for that. No, this is great. I got a few stories to tell on how I got into the show. Some of my favorite memories of the show. I can't wait to dive into this thing, man. We're gonna be the few people that actually did survive Oceanic Flight 815, and we're gonna do this thing, and we're gonna do it right.
But as always, before we sort of dive into the main topic, we do have some various movie news that has come out through this week. Mm-hmm. And they are. Scott Derrickson has signed on to direct the Labyrinth sequel. Doug Liman is going to be directing Tom Cruise in Space. Henry Cavill is returning as Superman, but not for Man of Steel 2, but apparently it's a cameo in something that's not Wonder Woman 84, Suicide Squad, or Batman, so that's interesting. The director of Hamilton, Thomas Kail, is going to be directing a Fiddler on the Roof adaptation. Lee Winnell is developing an Upgrade sequel TV series. Got a Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in the works. Apparently, Cobra Kai is going somewhere else. It's being kicked off YouTube. And Ryan Gosling is going to be playing the Wolfman in a reboot. Doug, what sort of speaks out to you in this bunch of news?
They call me... no, I'm just playing. No, I think it's kind of cool. I think it's a little... Are you talking about the director of the play or the theatrical version?
I'm not too sure. I'll look it up.
Well, if he's doing the theatrical version, I think it's going to be interesting because we haven't seen what his idea is for Hamilton, and I would like to see that first before we go into like Fiddler on the Roof. But it's the other thing is Cobra Kai. I've adored this series since it came out. I was really hesitant to see what it would do, and then I was like, oh, this is what this series is, and I'm on board from episode one. From episode one, I was on board, and I think if either Hulu or Netflix gets hold of it, it's going to be fine.
And Thomas Kail did direct the play, so therefore he's adapting the one that's coming onto YouTube, not YouTube, Disney Plus on July the 3rd. Christina, what of the news speaks out to you?
I was really pumped about Henry Cavill returning and then finding out that it wasn't a whole movie. I mean, I'm a little biased just because he's super duper cute, so I just want to see him in as much screen time as possible. I always liked Superman. I'm not really pumped with where Zack Snyder went with everything. So I would have liked maybe even somebody else to just come in and maybe give him a little bit more of a redemption movie, kind of like how Thor Ragnarok was reinvented and kind of gave the character a new life. I would have liked to see that done for Superman. So maybe it'll still work out, but that was when they were serving that on the headlines. I was hoping that's what it meant.
Yeah. I'm going to put you on the spot. Henry Cavill or Chris Evans?
Oh, Chris Evans. there is no question. Chris Evans is my number one boo thing. So if you're ever watching, don't worry, I got you.
Oh my gosh.
But Ryan, what of the news sort of speaks out to you?
Oh, the things we learn on this show from these fellow panelists, Christina. But anyway, here's the thing. I don't know if Take Three's audience know this. I don't know if the 20,000 people watching at home know this. But if I'm going to have any man crush in my life, that man crush belongs to Henry Cavill. There is no question. He is one of the most underrated, one of the best, hardest working actors in the world today. But to hear that he's pseudo coming back as Super Loop, even though he should have gotten his own proper trilogy, his own proper documentary about how great of a man this person is, I'm shocked. But here's the thing. They're going to Hulk this guy. They're only going to put him in certain movies, and he's going to be a supporting character. There would be no comic books. There would be no superheroes without Superman. He deserves a trilogy, if not a sixology, which means 6 movies for those of you who are trying to keep up with the acronyms at home. So, Henry boy, if you come back, you deserve a trilogy. You don't just come in for one-offs. You don't come in for a cameo and get a quick paycheck. I want to see you as Super Loop, as Superman, in your full glory in a proper trilogy directed by whoever. I don't care if it's Zach, because Zach, I love what you did with Man of Steel. Your other stuff, that's a different story. But if you come back for Man of Steel 2, I'm down for it. If you don't, get a good director, bring him in, he'll take care of you. But we'll see how this goes. I'm not really buying this whole thing until I see a trailer for something that Henry's doing with DC, until I see an actual film being done, or until an actual Superman film comes out once, COVID-19 is out of here and never comes back again. Then, and only then, will I believe it, and I will wear my Man of Steel garb for all the world to see. But other than that, Henry, if you're coming back, I wish you well, but you deserve a trilogy, not cameos, not quick appearances. Like you weren't even in Shazam. That was a body double, for Pete's sake. That was ridiculous. That wasn't even Henry. Give him his due justice, give him a trilogy, and then we'll talk numbers. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. I mean, I think from what I've heard, it was supposed to be Henry, but there was some scheduling conflicts between Fallout or something.
Yeah, he had his mustache. It wouldn't have worked.
Well, I mean, they'll probably depends on how they wanted to show up. As if they did it the exact same way they did it in there, then it would have been fine. But
maybe.
But like for me, Henry Cavill was Superman. When I saw this news, I got excited. But then I started reading into the articles. Is like, not for Man of Steel 2. We won't be seeing him anytime soon if he does come back. It kind of took the steam out of it a little bit. I mean, I'm with Ryan on this. I'd like to see a full-length Superman movie, but if all we get is a cameo in an upcoming movie, then I'm actually fine with that. Because, I mean, it means that it's sort of confirmed that Henry Cavill's not going to go anywhere. Because I don't know what the relationship between the TV side of DC and movie side relationship is at the moment, because with the upcoming Superman TV show means that we might not get another full-length Superman movie on the big screen in ages. So who knows what's going to happen there. Scott Derrickson signing on for a sequel to Labyrinth, I think, is the perfect choice for this, depending on how they do it, because obviously we can't get Jareth back, but I'd be interested to see what Labyrinth 2 would look like. And Scott Derrickson is... What he did with Doctor Strange is just creepy and fun and exciting.
Yeah.
I think the problem that I have with that, though, if we're going to do it, you need to make sure that Jim Henson's production company is involved. Because what they did with Dark Crystal was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I think they wouldn't do the Labyrinth sequel if it if they take away the puppets.
Puppets.
I think Jim Henson's production
He
company
froze.
is
Don't-
sort of
oh, now
involved
he's
with it. I think I'll always be involved with it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I get that. I'm just I'm worried because I've never seen him, direct puppets. So like,
oh yeah, no, it's definitely one of those. But yeah,
and if I'm being honest, I want the Dracula Muppet movie from Jason Segel's character and forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh boy.
And
Ooh.
we can have Scott Derrickson do that. I mean, that'd be pretty fun. It's got like
Is
Muppet.
is it possible we're gonna get Connolly to come back? Is Jennifer Connolly supposed to come back for this?
I don't know. I don't think any casting has been announced
Okay.
for it. So
I remember when they originally
Because I don't think she's doing anything right now, is she? I mean, she has been busy since like 2003 when she did Ang Lee's Hulk. So I don't know what she's been up to.
well, she's also in Homecoming. But
Homecoming. You mean Spider-Man?
Yes.
yeah, Spider-Man. She's voice lady. And
Oh,
she's
that
Boot
takes
lady.
like 2 seconds to record. That's nothing. I'm talking about
But
actual
she's still working.
physical acting work, not voiceover.
From what I heard when the original rumors came out, before Bowie had passed away, was that it's actually supposed to be a prequel. So.
Oh well, then she doesn't. All right, then she doesn't need to work. But Jennifer, you're fine. Take a break. Take your residuals coming in from the first one. You're fine.
I mean, the other one that I think could be interesting for 11th sequel would be if they did a sequel, but so many years later, and you see the grown-up version of the kid, his family, then for whatever reason that they come back for.
He's older than I am.
A lot of these characters / actors are older than we are. I know it's a crazy thing.
Yeah, so Jennifer Connelly was last seen in Alita Battle Angel.
Right.
She's going to be in Top Gun Maverick. So
Oh,
she is
okay.
she is still working, but she was in
You're
like
right. I
Only the
retract my
Brave.
previous statement, Jennifer. I'm sorry. You were in the trailer for Top Gun Maverick. It's my most anticipated film of what was supposed to be 2020, but we don't know what we're doing now. Jennifer, I apologize. I look forward to seeing your work in Top Gun Maverick. I think you're going to do a great job. Jennifer, we love you. Thank you for the Rocketeer.
But anyway,
Just saying, Tenet's coming out this year.
So they say.
I have hopes. Do not take my hopes. I
Dude,
want that to be
COVID-19
the
is
first
destroying
movie that I
anything.
get to
Unless they
see.
put it on demand or a streaming service,
Listen.
nothing's happening.
They're gonna open the movie theaters again. Let me hope it's going to happen
Don't
around my
think so, but
birthday.
we'll see.
Let me
I'm going when they open, regardless. Like at this point, whatever. I'm gonna get
I'll
it.
wait for it on demand.
listen.
I'll be there when things start opening. I will be there.
I will be there.
Christina will be there, but Ryan won't be there. Ryan's too scared to walk out the door, so Ryan's going to be in his man cave, so thanks.
Nah.
You're gonna be that TikTok video. The guy walks outside for like 5 seconds after
Exactly.
hearing like COVID
Yes.
ended.
Exactly. I'm going to
He's
be
like,
that guy
"Oh,
in whatever
that's
that
cool.
TikTok thing is.
That's enough. I'm ready to go back in. Goes in,
Yeah,
locks
exactly.
it.
I'm that
checks
guy.
home.
I'm that guy, and I'm okay with that. I'll be the
No,
scaredy cat of this group.
it totally reminds me of that episode of How I Met Your Mother when about the hurricane when Marshall got all clingy and there was flashbacks to him going, oh, what if I go to the shop? I would be attacked by bears. Somehow all the scenarios end up with him being attacked by the bear. That's what my sort of statement about walking outside reminded me of.
Thank you, Malcolm. Thanks for that.
Hey, but anyway, But anyway, if no one else has anything else to touch on for the news.
I just want to say that I started watching Cobra Kai, but I was too cheap to pay for YouTube, and I was paying for other stuff. So I'm really excited that it's going to go somewhere else that I already pay for. So now I can watch it.
Yes.
Watch party.
Yeah, because I watched like the first 2 and it was like free on YouTube, and I was like, now you have to pay for it, and I was like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. That's not how I work. No.
I mean, I do hope they put the other 2 seasons on there. I mean, it's going to depend on the rights because YouTube might go, we're going to keep them here because we still own the rights to these seasons.
You never know.
But it's one of those ones we don't know. But
Well, then if I don't get seasons 1 and 2, then I won't watch it. So.
See, so you better listen to Christina's demands. If you don't meet them, you're out of work.
Yeah,
You're
like
out of
I was
business.
just trying to watch Apple TV, and they do the same thing. With like, here's free 2 episodes, and then they're like, you have to pay for it. And I was like, well, I'm watching Chris Evans, so just take all my money.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, we're going to move on to our main topic of Lost. And I'm going to start with the way I've done the other episodes about shows. Ryan, so how did you sort of come about to get into Lost?
Oh, someone's phone's ringing. Line 3. Who's ringing? Didn't I tell you to silence all cell phones before we go live in front of 20,000 people? Come on. Producers, help me out here. Anyway, the question on everyone's mind is, Ryan, how did you get into this phenomenon known as Lost? Well, I'll tell you, Malcolm. It's a great question. I have something called 2 older brothers, right? And my middle brother, who shall remain nameless, Kevin, right? He says, Ryan, you got to watch this show. You got to watch the show. It's insanely good. You got to watch it. I'm like, well, what are you talking about? It's like, it's Lost, man. It's about a group of people that they're trapped on an island and trying to figure out a way out. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is Gilligan's Island, really? I'm like, no. It's not a comedy. It's serious. It's dark. It's gritty. It's raw. He didn't say it like this. I'm just paraphrasing. So you got to see it. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I watched the first season. I went to something called the local library, and I rented something that no one watches anymore. They're called DVDs, kids. I don't know if you ever heard of that. But I watched season 1 on DVD, and my mind was blown to the point where, okay, Kevin, you sold me like you did on Seinfeld. I'm in. I'm in for this. Let's see where this goes. Oceanic Flight 815. Are they going to get home? They're going to get killed. They're going to get mobbed. What? So I watched all the seasons of the show, caught up on stuff, watched it when it was live on seasons. I think I was watching it live when seasons 4, 5, and 6 were airing at the time on ABC. There you go, Disney. There's your plug. And I really liked it. I thought it was really, really good. I thought the twists and turns with some of certain characters worked better than some of the others. But my best memory of the show, and actually 2 things. One, the relationship between Desmond and Penny. The actors, I believe it's Henry Ian Cusick was Desmond, and I'm blanking on the name of the woman who plays Penny. Oh God, she was on Flash Forward too. This is gonna kill me. But those 2 actors, I would give them all the awards in the entire world. Why? Because their story is incredible. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's love. It's what LOVE is all about, folks. It's what love is. And then I did this thing where I went into a place called Barnes and Noble. I don't know if the kids have ever heard of this because it's before their time. But Barnes & Noble had this thing where if you walk in, they have magazines for TV series, right? Well, I would get the magazines for Lost, and I got such into this show to the point where I actually wrote them an email, and my email got published in an issue of Lost magazine, which is sitting in my lovely man cave closet. I wish I could bring it out and show it to the world right now, but unfortunately I can't do that because we're live. But when my stuff gets published there, you know you've been to the big times. And secondly, Desmond and Penny, I love you guys. And Henry Ian Cusick, if you're watching this, which I hope you are, I'll see you in another life, brother. I mean, come on. So good. So good as that actor. But everyone else around him, they did well too. Don't get me wrong. Jack, we're looking at you. Sawyer wearing glasses. I dig it, man. Kate, you're a bit shady, but I understood why you did what you had to do. And then other characters, what was it? Michael Emerson's character, the guy with the fish eyes. What was his name?
Ben
Linus.
Ben, thank you. Yeah, Benjamin Linus, right? Is that his name? Yeah. Ben, there were so many times where I wanted to beat the crap out of you. I wanted to kill you. But then there were certain parts where like, maybe this guy can turn the corner, but then whatever. But overall, anyway, I know I'm getting ahead of myself, Malcolm. I'm sorry. But anyway, the bottom line is it was a really good show. I was there almost from the start. But really good stuff. Season 4 is probably my favorite just because of the relationship between Desmond and Penny. And then what was it, the episode? The Constant, when he has that conversation with her over the phone on the freighter. My heart broke. I was in tears that night. But yeah, it was a good show. I congratulate the cast. I congratulate the crew. And hey, J.J. Abrams, look what you did for yourself, man. Another feather in your cap, boy. And by the way, I met the pilot who gets killed in the pilot episode. Greg Grunberg, nice guy, great personality. If you ever see him at a convention, meet the guy because he is cool times 5. That's what I got to say about that. Malcolm, back to you with the desk.
Christina, can you follow that up?
I don't think I can. But I think I'm cool times 6, so I'll try. Burn. Okay, so I was a sophomore in high school when this show first started, and it was for me like the perfect time for TV watching on ABC because Grey's Anatomy was just like right around the corner. Desperate Housewives had started, so like I was all about it. So like I remember the first time you saw the trailer for it, where it's just like the plane, and then all of a sudden you see it split, and it's like everybody's just like hanging out, and I thought the same thing as Ryan. I was like, oh, so we're just like modernizing Gilligan's Island. Like, all right, I'll give this show a try, and like you're immediately hooked from the pilot. And you're like, all this weird stuff is going on. You're like, yo, this dude was in a wheelchair and now he's walking again. Like, what's up with this island? Like, immediately, there's like weird stuff going on. You get alluded to the smoke monster the very first episode that something is happening. So like you already know that like weird stuff is going on. So I was hooked. My parents watched it. My sisters were a little young, so they didn't really care. And just like my friends from high school, we eventually went to college together and we finished the series together like as a team. And I would go over their apartment every week and we would sit in the fort together and watch the show. And it was awesome because I had to have like total silence around me when I would watch the show because you had to pay attention to everything. So yeah, I just got into it mostly from the trailer because I watched a lot of ABC and I'm happy I stuck with it.
Doug, how did you sort of get into Lost?
This was when, I guess... So it was 2004. So I was
that was a heck of a year.
Yeah, I was sophomore in high
Same
school.
Here. Yeah.
And I guess it just hooked you the first episode. Like I remember watching the first episode from the eyeball opening. You get hooked because it like draws you right in. So this is what JJ does great. He starts things really great. The ending is the ending. You either like it or you hate it or you're just indifferent on it. It's like every TV show that I watch ever because like How I Met Your Mother, Scrubs, Boy Meets World at parts. But no, I think this show is great from every character that's on the show pretty much having a complex backstory. You find out certain things throughout it. I thought the storytelling of the show was very unique and different. It wasn't like anything that I've watched before, and it has yet to kind of be anything that people have tried to redo. So it's been kind of its own thing.
Yeah, but and I know there's been a lot of shows a bit out there that have tried to sort of recapture Lost. Because I think there's a show on Netflix called The Island, which is very Lost-esque in ways, but it's just not the same. But I mean, for me, when it comes to Lost, like when I first started watching it, I thought, I'll sit down and watch the show. When it first started, I got to about halfway. I was like, I kind of got lost. Was like thought it was just really boring, so I just shelved it straight away. But then when season 2 was starting, they'd put they were replaying season 1 late at night. I was just lying in bed and couldn't sleep. So I thought, I'll give Lost another chance, and just started watching it again. Just got hooked. Like because I ended up watching all those episodes. Just because they're on late at night, I was like, what am I going to do in bed? It's like, TV's right there. At that point, I actually didn't have a DVD player for my TV. So I was like, I'll just continue watching it. I got hooked and continued watching it sort of live from season 2 onwards. And it's one of those shows that I love every episode. There's a few episodes that I think is unnecessary. Hashtag expose, not naming any episodes in particular.
The Halloween episode.
I think that's because a lot of the seasons, a lot of like TV series have those filler episodes, and it's because they have shows like it runs 25, 22 episode long.
That's a lot.
Later in 4, 5, and 6,
Yeah,
it
they
does get a
shortened
little. It streamlines it's a little bit, so they cut episodes out, so like you don't get as much
Yeah.
filler.
I mean, it's not so much about it being a filler episode. It's more the fact they introduced these characters at the start of season 3, I think. They brought them into the limelight. So
Yeah.
this episode was a little more like because they seemingly came out of nowhere and they were classed as people who are on the planet. So it's like they used this episode to try and cram them into every big moment that ever happened through the first few seasons.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
It just didn't work. Had they introduced Nikki and Paolo from the start and sort of built up those characters if they decided
Right,
that they
like-
wanted to.
Yeah, if you miss that episode, you like don't miss anything. Like you can just
Yeah.
not watch.
Exactly.
Yeah. No. I know what you're talking about. And the actress in that episode, Kelly Sanchez, I believe, she played what was it, Nikki? I think. Kelly, you went on to do some good things. You worked with my buddy Derek Waters on what was it, Married to the Kellys for 1 year, and then you went on to A&E's The Glades for 3 to 4 years. I mean, that's good stuff, Kelly. So hey, no one may have liked you on Lost, but you landed very well on your feet with those
Well,
two
'cause, yeah,
projects.
They like introduced them and
Yeah,
killed
my buddy
them.
Derek can attest to that.
Yeah.
What's that?
Didn't they introduce them and kill them off in like one episode?
It was like one or two. I think it was the same one.
Yeah, I think they put them up in a couple of episodes before then, because I thought they
Right.
just put them in for a couple
Yeah.
of scenes, and I think everyone was like, "Who the hell is that?" It's like,
Right.
It was random.
And I mean, Paolo has gone and do some great things, but I'm pretty sure he was Xerxes in 300.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. See, these actors can land on their feet. I mean, heck, you got Letty from Fast and Furious. She was on Lost for a while, and then she had. Well, it wasn't really behind the scenes issue she was having. It's just they didn't have much for her character to do, so they just killed her off. But hey, Michelle, you still landed on your feet with like what 40,000 Fast and Furious movies coming your way with a lot of paychecks, so you're fine.
Yeah, so the person who played Paolo was he was Xerxes in 300 and
There you
its
go.
sequel. One thing I
See?
didn't know is he was actually in Love Actually.
Really?
He played Carl in Love Actually.
You know, I still have not seen this movie to this day. I've never seen it.
You're not missing out.
Oh, really? Is that true?
I'm not.
Okay.
I disagree, but
I was gonna say if Tony's watching, he's gonna be mad at me, but
Alright.
I'm not that big of a fan.
Okay. I mean, I might still watch it one of these days, just so I can cross off my list and say, "Hey, it's a movie a lot of people were yelling at me. I need to see. I should just cross off my list." But we'll see.
yeah, I mean it's one of those ones like Love Actually is either one that you love or you hate.
Yeah, you
But,
love it or you hate it. Yeah.
But this isn't about Love Actually.
No, it's not. This isn't about actually love. It's about getting lost with Lost. That's it.
But talking about characters, I've done this for every other time we've done a TV series. I like to torture people, so I made a bracket.
Oh.
Oh dear. This is a bracket.
Oh yikes!
And
Oh.
this was
Oh, I see it now. Okay.
yeah.
What am I? Okay.
It is a little bit. It's a little bit bigger, but basically, I've
Thank
got
you.
all the characters, like the major characters from Lost. You don't really need your whiteboard, Doug, but you can use it if you really want.
He's prepared, guys. He's
I can
prepared.
get my whiteboard if you want that for dramatic effect.
We should do it for dramatic effect. This is Lost.
I'm just
Come
gonna,
on.
Malcolm. If it's all the same to you, I think I'm just gonna verbalize.
Yeah, you can verbalize if you want.
My closet's right there, and I know my whiteboard is sitting there calling me. But I'm like, you know what, Ryan, you deserve a break. So I don't think I want to touch that thing.
But anyway, so I've got it's a 32 seed bracket, so I've got
Sure.
so above basically I've got I went down IMDb and put the first 32 characters which have been in the most episodes. Spoiler alert: neither Nikki or Paolo make it into this bracket.
Sorry, Nikki. I love you, Kelly Sanchez, but not for this.
But
bracket.
but the first match we've got is Hurley versus Christian. Doug, who do you have for this one?
Hurley for life. Right?
Christina?
Yeah, this isn't even a question. It's obviously Hurley. Christian was whack.
Ryan?
Just for quick clarification, which one was Christian again?
Jack's dad.
Oh, Jack's dad? Oh, well,
Yep.
forget that. That guy was a loser. Heck no. Hurley, yeah.
That guy abandoned his daughter.
Yeah, forget it. No, I'm going with Hurley, yes.
So but Hurley easily takes it out, which is not surprising, but that was the 1 versus the 32 seed.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay.
But the next one we have has got Richard Alpert, lead of the others, and Shannon.
Oh.
Oh. Oh. Wait a minute, was Shannon the girl from Taken? Was that
Boone's sister.
Burns' stepsister. Yeah.
Stepsister?
Yeah, and she was with Saeed.
Stepsister.
She was with Saeed because she couldn't, do things with who she wanted to do things with. Let's be honest.
No, I get it.
I mean, it didn't stop them doing those things at one point.
You're not wrong.
Well,
You're
yeah.
not wrong.
Christina, who do you have between Richard and Shannon?
I'm going to go Richard. I think he brought more to the story for the overall show.
Ryan?
You know what? I liked her in Taken, and Richard, you led the others. You did bad things. You tried to kill innocent people. I'm going with Shannon.
I also went Richard.
Oh, okay, that's fair. Okay, all right. I'm in the minority. That's okay.
Richard's just a better character.
Fair enough. I can understand that logic.
She literally was nothing but a drain on the series after Boone died.
What? Yeah,
It's
fair. Hey,
But-
it's fair.
when
it's
they
fair.
first crashed, she was literally complaining that she didn't have enough tanning oil. Get
That
over
is true.
yourself,
I
girl.
remember that. That is true.
Yeah,
And
no,
Boone's
I'm
like, aren't you
pretty-
gonna
there is
help?
a right answer, and it's written on my board. There is a right answer, and it's written on my board.
Ooh, this is a good one, guys. This is a good
Oh
one.
my god, this is no contest.
Is it?
Oh, is it though? Is it?
Is it? Because
This is-
one fought to get back to a certain person through
This-
time and space.
This is tough. I mean, this is legit tough for me, but we'll see what happens. Ryan, who do you have between Jin and Libby?
I'm gonna go with Jin. Yeah, I'm going with Jin. Final answer.
Yeah, for this one, I mean, I'd like Jin, and I'm pretty sure that's who Doug is referring to. But I thought I really loved Libby as a character.
That's fair.
Slightly
Libby
more.
needed to die. She was not worth sticking around. She was evil. Evil.
But I'm
Jin.
pretty sure I'm going to buy Dark in this one.
There you go. See, Doug and I know what's up.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked Libby. I feel like they kind of did a weird storyline with her that they never really finished. And I mean, hello, this guy did everything he could for his wife.
It's
I
true.
love him.
I can't wait until we get to the real tough ones.
I know. Then I'm gonna start crying.
By the way, Jin, congratulations, Jin. You made it to the next one.
But next up, we've got Claire versus Alana.
Whoa, which one is Alana?
Yeah, I'm not remembering.
She was in the final season. I think she was on one of the other islands, which means if we can't remember, it might be an easy decision for them.
Yeah, but all right. Just for clarification, Claire's the one who was pregnant, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, boom. Claire, final answer. Emily DeRaven, I love you. You were really good on Once Upon a Time. I dig
Yeah,
it.
it's clear.
Yeah, I'm
Doug,
going with Claire, 100%.
Christina.
Yeah, I just looked this chick up. I remember her. I didn't like her. So I was good with my pick. Claire all the way.
There you go. Emily DeRaven, great actress, great performance.
Oh,
and
I know who she is.
I wish you the best, Emily. I really
Yeah,
do.
weren't they hunting the stuff at the end or something?
Yeah.
Hunting the stuff? What does that mean?
There
Hunting
was-
the
I don't
stuff.
remember. They were
The stuff.
I don't remember.
The stuff we are downloading. No, I'm kidding.
But next up, we've got Kate versus Danielle Rousseau.
Ah,
Hold on, which one was Daniel Russo?
the French chick.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
The one that
okay.
that had got her daughter snatched.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the one who was sending out that radio signal. Yeah.
She was crazy pants, this poor chick.
Yeah.
She was made crazy pants. She got stripped
but-
right there.
Yeah, but I feel bad for her because all she wanted was to get her kid back. Oh man.
Yeah,
This is
didn't-
stolen by the others.
Didn't Ben Linus take her?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Yeah.
then I'm pretty confident when she finally like got her back, Ben then kills her. So fun time.
Yeah, no, kills her and then eventually wins back the love of the daughter, and then she just like, gets killed herself, and then it's like he just loses his mind and then becomes the one after Hurley to take over. Just like,
man.
but this is tough for me. But ultimately, I did go Kate. I do like Danielle as a character, but I think she's one of those ones in which she's done a lot of questionable things. But you can know she's. But I think Kate is also on that same level. They've both done some questionable things.
Very shady.
I think Kate does become. They're both, yeah. Doug, who do you have?
Listen, Kate rescued a child to pretend it was hers. Also killed her stepfather, who was beaten on her mom.
That is true.
Very much Kate. Kate's not a great character. She does do she is poorly written in some of the scenes there, but she's got a definite arc.
I also went Kate. As much as I love Danielle, Kate just she's the series, really.
And Ryan.
Oh man.
Ryan, your vote doesn't matter. Just pick one.
Yeah.
You're
right. Yeah. Nothing I say during the rest of this broadcast matters. So I'm just going to go with Danielle.
We didn't say that all.
Well, that's what it sounded like. That's what it sounded like to me.
Not what it was
okay?
meant.
I just understand math. That's all.
I'm
But
going with
next up,
Danielle
we've got,
because Kate was a little too shady for me.
Next up, we've got Michael versus Frank Lapidus.
Wait a minute.
Wasn't he another? Oh no, Lapidus was the pilot, right?
He was the pilot. Yeah.
Yeah,
He was the pilot that came in season 4,
Right.
5, 4.
the one that
I
the one that flew Jack and the crew back to the island.
Yeah.
Which one was Michael again?
He was in season 4. He was supposed to be the pilot originally on 8/15, and he didn't go. So
I think he got drunk or something and just missed his call or something.
Michael's the one with the kid, right?
Michael's the father.
Oh, yeah. Okay, all right.
but-
Like I said, guys, it's been a hot minute since I've seen this series, so I'm going to need a lot of cliff notes.
Doug,
yeah.
who do you have?
Walt! I'm just looking for Walt! I'm going with Frank because I got tired of hearing, I'm looking for Walt!
That is a good
Where
call.
are you?
Christina, who do you have?
I'm gonna vote for Michael because I love that he was always looking for his son.
He's a terrible father. Walt!
Ryan, who do you have?
Yeah, I remember Michael did something that didn't make Ryan over here too happy, so that's why I'm going Frank Lapidus, man. He was a good pilot, good man.
Yeah, I'm also going Frank on this one.
He's a good dude, man. He's a good dude. He was just trying to do the right thing.
I didn't like Frank. I'm not that mad about this.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those ones like I also don't hate Michael as a character, but he literally sold his soul to the others just to get leave the island. It's like
he did some bad things that I'm not too happy about. So
yeah,
that's why I'm going Frank Lapidus. Nice guy, nice
Frank
dude.
is moving on.
He's a nice
Frank's
actor
not
too.
that
He's a
nice.
good actor. He's a good actor.
Frank's not that nice.
Whatever,
Next up,
dude.
we've got Locke versus Bernard.
Oh wait,
this is
Bernard.
a no-brainer.
Okay, all right. I remember both characters. I don't need to look up cliff notes from our good friends
Those
known as
two?
Christina
I
and Doug on
actually
this.
like Bernard. I really did like Bernard. Bernard was cool. Like whenever he showed up with him and his wife.
Yeah, I remember this character now. Yep, it's all coming
Yeah,
back to
wasn't
me.
he a dentist?
Yeah, he was a dentist.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
But Christina, who do you have?
I gotta go, my boy Locke. Well, this guy.
Choosing the bad guy.
Bad guy? No way.
He is evil times 12.
I mean, not until the 6th season.
He's a
Not
psychopath.
for the 6th season, though.
Whatever, dude. He went full schizo like halfway through the series. He
well,
creeped
he
me
got
out so
kind of
severely.
possessed, so.
Yeah.
So why are you going for Bernard then?
Of course, nice guys finish first, man. I'm not going with Locke. He tried to kill everybody, tried to take one half of the island's people over the other side. It's ridiculous. No, I'm going Bernard.
Yeah, this is tough for me, but ultimately I did end up going Locke. Yes, he's done bad things. I mean,
Terrible
try and find someone on the show who's completely pure and didn't do bad things to try and help.
What was Claire's child's name?
Aaron.
There you go, Aaron. There you go. I found a character.
Touche, Doug. Touche.
Yeah, Locke, you lose, man. You lose in my book. Great actor, though.
Doug, are you going to force it to a tie or
Locke?
Oh,
Locke had the most. Was one of my favorite characters to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I liked him in the early going, and then when he slowly deteriorated into evil, working for Darth Vader, I'm like, hell no, man, you don't want
He
this.
didn't work. He didn't work. He got killed, and then he got possessed by the devil. That's who we're saying is the evil force in the
Yeah, he went over to the dark side because they gave him cookies. That's why.
Ryan, did you watch this show?
Oh, yeah, I watched it.
Oh, God.
I mean, it's been a hot minute since I've seen it all the way through, so maybe I'm jumping the gun
not
here with
even
you,
a,
Mr.
this
Locke.
is
I don't know.
this is nowhere near even a tough one.
Oh, these two. Yeah, I remember these two, yeah.
If you've seen the intro to the show, you might know where my vote's going.
Ryan, where are we going for Charlie and Boone?
I'm going for Charlie.
Yeah, I'm also going Charlie.
Yeah,
Doug.
I'm going Charlie.
All right, Locke was my favorite character to watch, like, see what he do. Charlie was my favorite character. Charlie.
Guys, where are we?
I had a major crush on Boone, and I was really, really sad when he died because I was like, holy crap, they just killed a character off on like episode 6. But I almost stopped watching the show.
Right?
Killed him off.
I got so
Charlie
upset.
was the greatest character that was ever on this show. Boom.
Okay, I respect
and you
that,
also
Christina. I
had the
respect
Vampire
that.
Diaries that you could watch.
I mean, the guy landed on his feet. He did the Vampire Diaries for like 8 years, so good
Yeah, but
on him.
I'm out of school. I didn't watch that show.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I don't watch vampire stuff.
I watched
really?
the first
Vampire
season. It
Diaries
was
was pretty good in its early seasons. I must
First,
say.
like, 2 seasons were pretty good, actually.
Yeah, they were pretty good. I liked the first few
I'm
seasons of TVD.
selectively nerdy about the stuff I like to watch.
But
Really? I couldn't tell.
And if I don't like it, then I'm mega judgmental.
All right, that's fair. TVD was good in the first 2 to 3 seasons. Doug has a point. Who are we going with?
This next one is fairly easy for me. Like Sawyer versus Alex. Alex Russo, I did like her character when we finally got to sort of meet her, but Sawyer was great. Like like all the time, like anytime he met a new character, my mind was like, right, okay, what nickname is he going to use for them this time? He is just one of those guys that always had, and this was the guy that was truly a bad guy, but in saying that, he also had a lot of heart as well. He had a lot of great emotional moments. But Doug, where are you landing on this one?
Sawyer.
Christina?
Yeah, he had the best arc in the whole show, best character growth.
Yeah.
Sawyer.
I mean, him and Libby together were great.
But Brian, where would you have gone on this?
Yeah. My vote would have been Sawyer, but just for quick, once again, Cliff Notes. Who was Alex again?
Danielle's daughter.
Oh, okay. All right. Got
The
it.
child that got stolen.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Alex.
From-
Right. But yeah, Sawyer is
Stolen
still
from
like, I mean,
Shipwreck Lady.
dude, Sawyer's nicknames for everybody on the show. I mean, Sweet Cheeks. What I can't remember the other ones, but like when he says that and he's like, "Here's how I was thinking I was gonna get a good night's sleep." What's the verdict, Doc? It's
but
like
next up
he
we've
had
got-
such good names.
But next up, we've got the ghost person Miles versus Walt.
The
Oh,
ghost.
yeah. Okay,
Ghost
so
of Miles?
the dead people.
So
Yeah,
Man, you know what? I really should have brought my Cliff Notes for this show because I have no idea.
Oh,
who
man,
this-
I kind of feel like both of these characters equally suck, so I don't...
Let me
know
see.
how I feel about this.
I'm gonna. I know
You're not wrong.
Yeah. But Doug, we're really leaning towards this.
If I wasn't gonna vote for his father, I'm
Oh,
definitely not voting for him. Miles.
Christina.
I'm also gonna go Miles. I kind of liked the storyline where his dad was the one that was the Dharma Initiative thing. So,
yeah.
and like Walt kind of left, and then like didn't really do anything else. So, bye,
And
Walt.
then he came back and looked like a really.
Ryan really
Yeah.
leaning towards this.
Well, thanks to our good friends on my phone known as Google, I'm going with Miles on this one. I liked his arc. I like where they went with his character. Plus, he's a good actor. So, yeah, I'm giving it to Miles.
But yeah,
Thank you, Google.
yeah, this one's tough for me because I did like Miles as a character and he did grow on me, but I always did enjoy Walt. I just thought I'd be different, and I thought it was only appropriate to put 3 exclamation marks because that's how his name was.
Kept looking for that dog in that baseball. Walt!
The dog comes back though. The dog's
Yeah, like 5
Yeah.
times. Walt!
The dog stays all 6 seasons.
Which is ridiculous, but okay.
But next up, we've got Jack versus Rose.
Ooh.
Oh, that's not fair.
Ooh, I gotta look up Rose again. Hold
You
on.
literally put
Bernard's wife, the one that had cancer.
you're evil. Evil.
These are 2 wonderful actors and characters here, Jack and Rose.
Hey, blame IMDb for having them in positions where they interface each other.
All right, I got my vote.
Brian, who do you have?
I'm going with Dr. Jack. Gotta go with Jack. He started the show, he ended the show. You're going with Jack.
Also, I'm pretty sure Doug was putting out the irony of the fact that it's literally a Titanic battle, this one with Jack versus Rose.
That's right. Jack versus Rose. That's right.
I didn't think about it until right now. I was like, hang on. But yeah, I'm going Jack on this. I do like Rose. She did have a lot of heart in the show, but
A lot of heart, man.
but Jack is one of my favorite characters. Doug?
Don't care what nobody says. There was room on the door for him. Jack.
And Christina, who would you have gone?
He was the Joe. Jack.
It all started with him, man. We have to go back, Kate.
We
have to go back. We have to
Alright,
go
so
back,
next up-
Kate.
Next up, we've
We have
got
to go
Ben
back.
Linus versus Ana Lucia.
Oh,
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, I gotta Google this one. Hold on. I know the first one.
Ana Lucia's
Michelle Rodriguez, right?
Yeah,
Oh, it's Letty from Fast and Furious. Hello, Michelle Rodriguez. How are
Yeah.
you doing tonight?
I'm pretty sure it's why they mentioned that.
mentioned
Yeah.
that back here.
Yeah.
But this one is easy for me. Like I did like Ana Lucia when we finally got to meet her. But as far as villains goes, Ben Linus was great. Like he was definitely a great sort of antagonist, and just the way he sort of come in and went under the guise of Henry Gale to infiltrate the camp was just interesting. But Doug, who do you have?
Ben.
Christina?
Ben, he was an excellent villain.
Yeah, my vote is for Ben Linus. He was the person I wanted to kill almost every other week because he was defeating my good people and he was messing with our heads. I don't like it when you do that, Ben. But then again, he landed on his feet and became a good guy in one of the most criminally underrated TV series in the last 20 years known as Person of Interest. If you have not seen that show, watch it because it will blow your freaking mind. It is so good. Person of Interest is one of the best shows you all need to see. That goes for every single person on this panel.
Next up, we've
Such a
got
great
Sun versus Tom Friendly.
Okay, Son I remember, but Tom Friendly, I'm going to have to Google that.
He's one of the others. He's played by MC Gainey.
Tom
Yeah,
Friendly.
he was Walt. He's ever the boy.
Let me see.
You'll recognize him.
Oh, dude, yeah, I hated this guy. Oh, man, nasty SOB. Excuse my French, ladies and gentlemen.
Doug, who do you have?
Come on, it's Son. If I'm going to vote for her husband, and they had like one of the greatest romances on the show, it's Son.
Christina, who do you have?
I will say my only issue I have with this character out of her 6 seasons is no mother would have left her daughter parentless.
It's just true.
But I'm still going to go son.
And Ryan, where are you going on this?
Yeah, Tom Friendly. No. Bad guys finished last. I'm going with son. Absolutely son. You kidding me?
Yeah, I also went Sun. So Sun clean sweeps it throughout. I mean, she was just a great character who just never gave up.
Oh yes, such a great character. Good, all
That's
great actresses.
too.
Great actors. And
Oh,
actresses.
you're evil. Evil. I seen it.
this?
You're evil. Not this one.
Hold on. You
No,
gotta
no, no. This can't be a choice.
Hold on. I'm googling it first.
Oh, crap.
I don't know if this is the one Doug's is saying is
No,
evil.
but you're also evil for this one. This is Danny Faraday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hate myself.
Hold on.
It's alright. Everyone thought I was evil for putting Michael Scott up against Jim Halpert from The Office episode.
No, I seen who you put Mr. Echo against.
But Ryan, who do you have it between Juliet and Daniel?
Oh, man, Google.
It sucks.
I mean, you know what? She may have started out as another, but then she did some cool stuff. So I'm going to go with Juliet on this one. They're both great characters, though. They're both great.
Yeah, I like both these characters, but Juliet, I think, grew in as soon as she was effectively betrayed by the others and sacrificed herself for the island. Juliet is Doug.
Juliet.
Yeah, great
Christina,
actress.
where would you have gone on this?
I love Daniel. I love.
Yeah, he was great.
I did go Juliet though. I loved her relationship with Sawyer in season 5.
Yeah,
Daniel coached my boy who's coming up later in
Yeah,
the bracket.
I really wish that wasn't the choice because I love Daniel. I would love to see him get further.
Next up, we've got Saeed versus Charlotte.
Charlotte sucked. Get that chick out of here.
Ouch.
I think we already know Christina's vote.
Yeah, we know my pick. Charlotte was whack.
Oh, okay. I had to look who that was for a second.
Oh, dude.
No.
Yeah, I forget her backstory, but she sucked. I didn't like her. You want me to go first?
We already know Christina's going for Saeed.
He's the man.
Why are we going on this?
Yeah, great actress, and she was even better. She was great on Once Upon a Time, but I'm going with Saeed, man. He's a hero in this story. Charlotte was a bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So
yeah, I'm also going Saeed. Doug.
What you guys are crazy. Charlotte was great as a character. I'm playing.
I don't even really remember her story of what her deal was. I know.
Do you want to know? Because I have it on my Google here.
I know she was with Miles and Daniel, but I don't remember her backstory as to why she got involved in that.
But next up, we've got the one Doug is resenting.
Evil.
Yes.
Evil.
Yes.
Evil.
Yes.
Mr. Echo was amazing as a character, and you know that I've got to vote for.
Dude, this out of everybody on this show, this one's my favorite character. So I think you know where my vote is, Malcolm.
I've been going by your intro. I'm pretty sure I know where you're going to.
Oh yeah, baby. I would vote for this character 1 billion times over anybody else.
Yeah, I'm also going Desmond. Doug.
Yes.
I'm abstaining.
Ooh.
Christina, who are you going for?
Desmond.
I'll see you in another life, brother.
Side note, Mr. Echo was an amazing character. He's
Was
probably
he though?
You shut your mouth.
Was he though?
He was amazing in the first 2 seasons.
Was he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, if he didn't get arrested in real life, maybe he could have had a better arc, and they would.
He would have had a better arc. Yeah. No.
Dude,
Yeah.
But,
Henry Ian Cusick, you starred on the 100. You did such a great job there, my friend.
but going back up in round 2, we've got Saeed versus Desmond.
Oh, this is easy for me. It's easy. Yeah, no question. You know my vote, Malcolm. Oh yeah, this is way too easy for me. Way too easy.
Yeah.
Desmond.
I'm also going Desmond. I
Yes!
do like Saeed. But I just he's one of those ones in which I feel like wasn't given a fair shake in the show. A lot of times they've sidelined a lot. But Doug, where are you going?
Saeed, all the way. Saeed,
That's fair.
I love Saeed. His entire character story, his whole story.
Christina, where are you going?
Yo, this guy grabbed someone by their neck and snapped it with his feet. I'm going Saeed.
Injured.
Okay. All right.
Oh no! So how does this get?
I don't know how a tiebreaker works.
Well, but there's not really anyone active in the chat. But basically, with
we don't have 30 people watching.
Well, we've got one person apparently watching, but there's no one said anything in the chat. But basically, how it works is I hit submit scores, and I think the highest seed goes through.
I can just go ask Anthony real quick. He's in the basement.
Oh, really?
If we want a celebrity tiebreaker.
Sure.
Yeah, ask Anthony.
Anthony,
Right.
say Desmond.
Anthony, go upstairs real quick. Right now.
This is hilarious, folks. Having your spouses on live streaming television. You gotta love it in this world.
You're the tiebreaker.
Oh boy.
All right.
How is this going to shake out on live television?
I'm not telling
folks?
you my pick.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
So it's Saeed versus Desmond. Who's
Desmond.
still on in the bracket?
Desmond.
Do you remember who they both are?
Yeah. I think so.
Desmond.
Desmond was the one that was living in the hatch.
Oh, the Desmond. Yeah, Desmond's very afraid.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like Desmond.
Damn it!
Sorry, Doug. Doug and I voted for Saeed. Come
You
on.
know Saeed? Why?
Yes! He's a badass.
Saeed is a bad.
He's turned into a little whiny bitch.
Don't you?
Sorry, Doug.
You're no longer needed. Go back down to your cave.
I'll be here in case you need another tiebreaker to ruin my life.
Thanks, Anthony.
With this man, I think it might be quite possible. But
Thanks for not choosing wisely. Anyway, what was the question? Son versus.
Son versus Juliet.
I'm sorry, I got to look this up again. I'm an idiot.
But while Ryan does that,
I'm going to Google.
I went Son. Doug.
Oh right.
Christina.
I actually went Juliet on this one.
Ryan.
Oh man, I love these characters, brother. Oh man. I'm gonna go Juliet. I'm going Juliet. We need Anthony again. Anthony, come back here, please. Anthony, come in here, please.
Anthony, we just need you up here.
We just need you up here for the rest of the night. Can you have a seat next to your spouse, please? Can you have a seat, please? Thank you.
There's a chair.
Producers, can we get a chair for Anthony, please? Producers, thank you. All right, thank you.
Yeah, just pull up a chair. You're the tiebreaker.
All right, buddy. You got another big pressure on your hands here, Anthony.
All right,
I'm here.
Son versus Juliet.
Let's make a choice. Okay.
Juliet moves on.
Juliet it is.
I think Anthony had a crush on Juliet, to be honest. But I don't.
Hey, Anthony, it's okay, brother. She's great actress, good looking person. I completely
Yeah, but you
understand.
don't have
Next
a vote
up-
unless it's a tiebreaker.
No, I get that.
Okay.
I don't want to vote unless it's a tiebreaker.
Next up, we've
I
got
don't like this, man.
Jack versus Ben Linus.
Hey,
Yeah,
Malcolm, just so you know, this is an easy
Terrible.
one for me.
yeah, that ain't right.
This is an easy one for me, Anthony.
I don't like this match.
Oh,
I
this
don't
is
like
easy.
this match.
But Ryan, who do you have?
Dude, you got to go with the hero. You got to go with Jack. Ben Linus is evil, man.
Yeah, I also chose Jack. Doug,
Jack.
Christina.
Oh,
Jack.
I actually went Ben because Jack kind of annoyed me towards the end.
But
Christina,
with that,
you don't know Jack.
But with that, Jack does move on.
I just love
We
bad
know
boys.
Jack, but Christina doesn't know Jack. That's okay. I'm sorry. I just like saying that word, Jack.
Next up, we've got Sawyer versus Miles.
Oh, well, this is easy.
Ooh, okay. All right.
This is really easy, actually.
my voice turned big.
By the way, Anthony, real quick, just for the viewers at home, how are you doing this evening?
I'm good. I'm enjoying my evening. I'm downstairs watching a movie while she does this.
Yeah, I'm on the
Is it, by the way, is it the movie? Is it the movie that you and I talked about, or no?
No, it's a newer one that I haven't watched yet. I gotta clear off all my ones I haven't watched on my list.
That's fair. That's okay. I'll let it slide for now. But Christina, you still have that homework assignment. I need that report, dude. By tomorrow at 5.
I'm just going to interrupt Ryan with my vote, and I voted for Sawyer.
Ryan, are you going Sawyer or Miles?
This one's a bit tough, but I'm gonna go with Sawyer, baby. I'm going with Sawyer.
I also went Sawyer, but Doug.
Also, a last name of a character in another one of my favorite shows, One Tree Hill.
Oh, good lord!
Oh my god! I'm watching it right now on Hulu.
Me too! What season are you up to?
I'm on season 8, so like it's terrible.
I'm on season 7.
So this
my
has been my
God.
life for the past month and a half. I come home.
I told
Nick-
myself I was going to stop after season 6, and then I was like, oh, I'll keep going.
The next matchup is one that's going to break me.
What is it? Oh, I
Charlie
see
versus
now. Okay.
Block.
All right. It's a good question, though. I know what my answer is.
One of the greatest often team ups in the show, apparently.
Apparently, yeah.
But I'm going to go first on this one. I'm going Charlie. I like both of these characters, but Charlie is just my favorite. Doug.
Listen, he's in one of my favorite episodes in the entire series. That would be Charlie.
Christine.
I love Locke. I really do. But Charlie stole it for the first 3 seasons, and he should have been there longer.
And Ryan.
We can't let them get in touch with our boat. They're not who they say they are. Not Penny's boat. I'm going with Charlie. Got to go with Charlie. It's not Penny's
If I was
boat.
quicker, I would have wrote it on my hand and put Charlie up
Oh,
there,
no.
but I couldn't.
I know. Doug had the audacity to rub it in my face and say, "Hey Ryan, not Penny's boat."
But next
Screw
up,
you.
we've got Kate versus Frank Lapidus.
Oh, okay. Yeah, got it. It's locked in here. I got it.
But Ryan, who do you have?
She was a little too shady for me. That's why I'm going with the pilot who has a hard goal to Frank Lapidus.
Yikes.
I'm going Kate on this
That's
one.
fair, man. Oh, you're going Kate? Okay, I'm in the minority. That's fine.
There's no contest.
It's okay. I'm in the minority. It's okay.
He made it to the second round, but that's it.
Yeah.
It's okay, man. I'll be in the minority.
Don't go against the wall.
You just want to bang Kate, so let's not even go there.
Whoa, Evangeline
No, I
Lilly. I
wouldn't
hope
on
you
the
didn't
show, I
hear
wouldn't.
that statement.
We've
boy.
got Jin versus Claire.
Kate, Juliet, and Claire were like your top 3.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. All right.
This is a tough one.
Oh, granted, that's a guy talk, but we'll talk more about that later. Let's see. What is this? Oh, okay. Oh man, it's a bit. Oh, this is a bit tough, but yeah. All right, got it.
One of these win.
Yeah.
Jin, Ryan, where are you going?
This is a bit tough because I like both characters very, very much so. But I am going with Claire. I'm going with Claire. I'm going with Emily DeRaven.
Yeah, I like both these characters, and I do
Such
think
good
Jin had a
characters.
great arc, but I'm going Claire.
Yeah, we're going
Doug?
Claire, baby.
You son of a bitch!
Anthony, Jin or Claire?
I think I know where he's going.
You might not, because just because I think Claire's hot does not mean I think Jin is the better character. Jin is the better character in this one.
Wait,
Oh,
no,
Anthony, you're breaking my heart, man.
Claire, because he was
Oh, I
like,
did hate
because he was
Claire.
like, if she's always like, my baby, he's like, she
She
never.
became the new Michael. She became the new Michael.
There was a time where Anthony straight hated Claire, so I knew he was going Jin.
This is not
But
hard.
next up, we've got Hurley versus Richard.
Richard.
Richard was the leader of the
The
others.
leader of the others.
Richard,
what's happening?
And I'm pretty sure it's the final other left in the bracket too, because we got rid of Ben. But this was actually fairly easy for me. I went Hurley. Doug.
I wanted one of these bikes, but I settled for the character, Hurley.
Christina.
Best character's best friend, Hurley.
Yeah.
And Ryan.
Yeah, I looked it up on Google. Yeah, this guy was a bit of a dirtbag, so I'm going with Hurley.
But the guy that
Yeah.
played Richard was great in The Dark Knight.
Even yes, he was a
He was
good
also
villain,
great
but yeah.
He was also great in American Horror Story Asylum.
Was he now? He
I
is a good actor. I'll give him that.
Leader of the others, and he was Penny's dad.
But next up, we've got Hurley versus Jin.
I got it.
Oh yeah.
I got it.
Oh no,
Yeah, I got this one.
Oh wow.
No sweat.
That's what
Wow, I did like Richard.
But yeah, this is easy for me. But dudes, I just got to go Hurley. Doug.
I'm ending my Jin love train. I love Jin, but Hurley was the man.
Christina.
Yeah, I love Hurley more.
I'm in the minority. I would have gone with Jin.
I'm more of a bourbon man. So.
That's all right, Anthony. That's fine.
Next up, we've got Kate versus Charlie.
This is another easy one for me. God.
Considering where you voted last time, yeah, I'd probably say.
Yeah, it's probably.
I mean-
it's an easy one for me, bro.
I mean, Doug, I think I know where you're going, but just for the audience at home.
Charlie.
Christina.
Charlie.
Ryan.
Not Penny's boat, Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie.
It's not Penny's boat. You wants it? You wants it,
Which
Penny?
means Charlie pulls the upset and takes out Kate.
Yeah,
We
sorry,
have to
Kate.
pick between Hurley and Charlie. That's
That's bullshit.
Anthony's like, that can't be right.
I knew we were going to have to pick
Sawyer-
between Sawyer and Jack.
Oh,
feel like Kate.
man. Dude.
I mean, I'm pretty sure a
Switching?
lot of Lost was pretty basically Sawyer versus Jack in real life. So
It was. Here I was thinking I was going to get a good night's sleep. You just ruined my good night's sleep by doing this to me, Malcolm. What's going to be, sweet cheeks? What's the verdict, Doc?
All right,
I
well,
mean, you ultimately said you want. I mean, you ultimately said.
the
Christina.
first time I watched this as a young adult, I was Team Jack, and then rewatching it with some clarity in my mid-20s, I am Team Sawyer, and that has held into my 30s.
Ryan.
I'm going Jack.
I'm going Sawyer.
It's fair.
I mean, I think Jack is a great character, but I think Sawyer's slightly better. But Doug,
Sawyer was the better character.
That's fair. That's completely fair. I have no argument against that. That's a very good point. What do you think you're doing? Same thing I've always done, Kate. Surviving. Sorry, I'm just quoting random lines from the show in case no one's noticed. But yeah.
next up we've got Juliet versus Desmond.
Oh. But yeah.
I mean, I did consider being even crueler and putting Penny in this.
You should have put Penny.
I mean, it's more of a case she just hadn't been in enough episodes. Like
She was in like a total of 4 episodes.
Dude, oh, she was in a hell of a lot more than 4.
6.
Look right now. She's 6
Was it
episodes.
6?
I have no idea. But
I mean, it's why Jack's dad ended up in this because he was in more episodes than Penny.
Sorry, she's in 13 episodes.
Okay.
Paolo is in more episodes than Penny.
But for this, I'm going Desmond on this. Doug,
Desmond.
Christina,
I went Juliet.
Well,
Ryan.
I guess the vote's on me. Where, oh, where will Ryan go in this round? I wonder. Desmond for life. Desmond always. Desmond and Penny for life. Nothing can stop that. Nothing.
I think Juliet was her second arc was great.
Yeah.
When
It
she
was. I'll
came
give you
back,
that.
that was the better part.
Yeah.
Which means we've got Sawyer versus Desmond.
If I ever meet these guys at a convention, I'm going to apologize to the guy who plays Sawyer when I didn't vote for him in other rounds.
But yeah, I'm going Sawyer on this. Doug,
Sawyer.
Christina.
Where?
Yeah, I'm in the minority. Desmond, obviously.
Hey, you made it to round 3. That's pretty good.
He should have made it to the end, brother.
Now,
The MVP
the
of that
one
show.
that's going to probably break a lot of us.
Yeah, this is wrong.
This is wrong, but
There's no winner on here.
Oh, yeah. This is an easy one for me.
yikes. I mean, I knew
They-
what I was starting with, but it's not easy.
I mean, these are literally my 1 and 2 favorite characters.
That's fair, and that's completely fair. That's completely
You
fair.
put them on the same side of the bracket.
Well,
No
once again, I didn't pick anyone's positions. It was IMDb.
Okay.
We need to blame the powers that be at IMDb. See, there you go. We just rhymed.
Well, I mean, technically, we can blame J.J. Abrams because he put these characters in all those episodes.
That's true.
I'll
Thanks,
see you later.
JJ.
But I've got Hurley. Doug?
Charlie.
Christina.
Shouldn't my hand be like disappearing right now? I want Hurley.
Oh.
Ryan.
I'm going Charlie on this one. I'm going Charlie. I gotta
Listen,
do it.
I love Charlie, but Hurley was in the whole show.
Who
And
had a band that had a #1 hit called "You All Everybody"?
you are everybody.
You are everybody.
But anyway, Anthony, you're the tiebreaker.
Charlie.
I'm gonna have to go against you on this
It's okay.
one. Charlie. I had Charlie going.
All right, Anthony, you and I are friends again. There we go. See,
Charlie
we can work out
added
our
more to the
differences.
show. I feel like.
I'm telling
I mean-
you, the guy people wanted to stop watching.
Yes, that was it.
I mean, just think, we could have broken Ryan and had the final being Charlie versus Desmond.
Oh, you're gonna. Oh God. Oh, this is. You are everybody.
But yeah, Hurley is my #1, but Charlie's my #2. I've got to go Charlie. Doug,
Charlie all day.
Christina,
I went Sawyer. I liked his arc, and Charlie didn't really.
Ryan.
God. I'm going Charlie again. I'm going Charlie. I like both, but
Yeah.
I mean, when he
look at
holds
that
up
one.
that hand to
Thank
warn
you.
the others that it is not Penny's boat, that just broke me.
Glad to help and break whoever I broke on this chat.
Just Ryan.
I'm just Ryan. Sorry, Ryan.
Maybe Doug. I don't know.
It's
Everyone's
all right, Anthony. We still love you, man. It's okay.
I mean, everybody was like, "You interrupted my movie. I'm going to break."
By the way, Christina, do you know what movie he was watching?
I think he's watching Sonic, so he can like
Oh,
slow his
God.
roll real quick.
Sonic is so good though. Sonic is so good though.
And it's
He was
getting a sequel
basically
that's not
like-
even going to happen for like
Sorry,
another 5 to 10
Doug.
years.
I disappeared.
I think he's just excited to like have time away from me because we just are with each other all the time.
Yeah, Doug in the chat. I wonder who that is.
Oh, seems like
But yeah, I mean, a lot of those characters are great. Like even some of the like characters that maybe didn't make it in, but like
Penny.
Penny and all that was all great as well. But
Penny.
um,
Penny.
I liked Danielle Flaherty's mom too. She like had a nice little edge to her.
oh yeah.
I can't remember her name.
Eloise.
Yes, and even Penny's dad, I think, brought a little.
Oh, you mean Charlie Whitmore, right?
Yes.
Is that's yeah. He was
Good
he
old,
was
good old
a bit of an evil
Kiri.
Knievel, but yeah, he was.
Yeah,
good
but
too.
I think I liked even the bad guys on this show. I like how they did them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
But yeah, we haven't finished talking about it. Even though I broke everyone with the bracket, it still doesn't make the end. Because we've still got to talk about episodes. Christina, what are some of your favorite Lost episodes?
Who?
Oh boy.
Oh my god. there's a few that like really stand out to me. Like I remember like where I was. I remember watching the 3rd season finale when the flashback started, and I remember saying to my mom, like, I don't think this is the past anymore. Like I think this is a flash forward, and then it turns out like that's what it is. And I remember thinking like, holy crap, like they really do get off the island. The one, I think this was maybe the end of season 4 where the island disappears, where you're just like, holy crap, what are they doing? And I know I'm like the minority on this, but I really enjoyed season 5 and all like the time travel stuff and just like seeing how Dharma did things. And then season 6, I didn't really like until I watched it again and kind of knowing where they were going with it. I had a new appreciation and picked up on all like the different nuances they had. So I mean, this show was just so well done. It was a phenomenon. They called it a phenomenon when it was on. I think it still is. I think watching it again, knowing what happens, you get an even better appreciation for it.
Doug, what are some of your favorite episodes?
I'm only going to talk about one episode because one episode matters above all, and it's greatest hits. I think this is the most poetic episode. I think it was probably my favorite way of a character realizing everything in his life could come down to 5 of his greatest hits. The first time he heard his band break out on the radio, swimming in the pool, the time where his brother gave him the DS ring right before he like started really going downhill. When he saved Nadia was great. Because he's playing Wonderwall and it's raining, and he's playing the ultimate Tool song, and then he actually goes and actually becomes something great, and he becomes a hero. And then finally the night of the crash where he meets Claire. I think this episode kind of like hit me in ways where the rest of the series kind of didn't hit me. Like this showed me how great this show could be. Like. And why Charlie's my favorite character, because you see how much he has changed, how much ups and downs he's had. It's incredible. But yeah, no, I'm only going to talk about that one because I'm sure other people are going to talk about the other great episodes. But I think that's probably one of the best episodes that they have on the series.
But yeah, this is one of my favorite episodes just because I love a lot of Hurley episodes, and it's not because a certain person was in it. But
Oh,
I didn't even realize he was on that.
Sam Levine. I didn't know Sam Levine was in this show. Man.
Oh yeah, he might have mentioned it once. So I don't remember.
I mean, the guy's been in a billion things. It's hard to keep track, Sam.
I mean, honestly, Sam Levine's popped up in a lot of TV shows lately.
I'll say.
But yeah, but I mean, for me, like Hurley's one of my favorite characters. He's one of those ones that I identify with a lot because just because he's had a lot of bad luck, like in the show, and just like me, it's one of those ones that's kind of he's really sweet and just whenever anything start to go his way, a lot of things go pear-shaped really quickly. Plus, I work at KFC, he worked at Chicken Shack, so we both like chicken. So, but Ryan, what are some of your favorite episodes?
Yeah, for me, like I said, I got into Lost a little bit late, but once I got into it, my brother introduced me to it. It was just like full steam ahead. It's like, okay, I'm in. I'll watch the rest of it. But the season that really took it for me was season 4, and the episode that stands out in my mind, and it was a few days after this episode had aired. I believe it was season 4, episode 8 or 9, somewhere around there. It's called The Constant, and this is where Faraday was like coaching Desmond on like what the constant is and how like his consciousness or whatever it is travel through time. Like he can, figure out a way to get in touch with Penny somehow or whatever. And then he has that conversation with her on the freighter with Saeed, and he's on the phone with Penny. Like that whole episode, those scenes particularly broke me. That showed me how great television can be. That showed me what love is. That showed me what love can be. It showed me how far people are willing to go to help one another. That is the definition of a great TV series, if not a great TV episode, and how it's supposed to be. That episode was so good to the point where I wrote to the powers that be at the official Lost magazine how great that episode was and how it broke me and had me in tears at the end because of how good it was. That letter got published in the next or so issue of the magazine, and their response to me was, "Hey Ryan, you might want to check out the what is it a very special section of this particular issue that you're reading because we go through that storyboard sequence of that scene." I'm like, "Oh my God, this is this is great." So then I read it, and it brought all the emotions back, and it broke me again. I was like, "Oh my God, this is so good!" Like when Desmond is saying these words over the phone, he's like, "Penny, you want it? You want it, Penny? I always loved you. I love you, Penny." Like that breaks people. If that doesn't break a human being, I don't know what will, Jack. But no offense, Jack, but that is the best episode in my mind. That is my all-time favorite episode, is The Continent, season 4, with Desmond and Penny, and how that thing comes together. It comes together so beautifully. And then when he can't talk to her anymore and he loses the transmission site, it's like, "I'm sorry. That's all the battery power that we had." It's like, oh. And then he says, "Thank you, Saeed. It was enough." Just great stuff. Great acting. Give all the awards to every single person who worked on that episode times a billion. That's what I gotta say about that. Back to you, Malcolm.
But yeah, I'm going to open up a can of worms here.
Sure, why not?
Just because I know that this episode in particular is one that that is the one that a lot of people either really hate or really don't like. And it's the finale. Christina, what are your thoughts on the final episode?
Okay. So when I first saw it, I'm 21 years old. I just graduated from college. I was on my couch with my mom watching this. I hated it, with a vile passion, and talk to anyone that would listen to me that I hated it. And actually, one of my friends was like, "No, I actually really liked it." And he wrote this long paragraph on a Facebook message to me, analyzing it and why he really liked it. And it made sense to me, but I really think knowing how it ends, seeing what happens, and rewatching it, when you see everything that they do to put it together, I liked it so much better. It wasn't really necessarily what I wanted, but I think knowing how it ended, remembering how everything was, and then seeing season 6 play out the way it does, you see everything was done for a reason. There was a purpose for everything, and then it makes the ending that much better. The only thing I just didn't like was there was a nuclear bomb and everyone lived kind of thing. That was weird. But the rest of it, the alternate timeline of the sideways flashes is what I think they called them, was actually done really well. So I hated it, and then I wound up liking it. So
yeah, Ryan, what are your thoughts on the final episode of Lost?
Yeah, that was this goes back to another series that had a weird end, or not a weird ending, but people were half the people were ticked off at it, and some people enjoyed it, and that was Seinfeld back in '98. But looking at Lost and how fired up the internet was over this finale, my God, there was a huge outcry on how terrible a lot of people thought this finale was. But for me, I had a bit of a mixed emotion out of it. I was like, okay, I get it, but I was like, I thought it was going to go one way, and it went completely another. But I understand. What is it? What are the? Yeah, thank you.
Ryan Payne always drops knowledge.
See, another Ryan gets it. Desmond for life, brother, just like the NWO. But that's a story for another day. The final episode, I was like, eh. But then when my brother and I sat down, he explained it to me a little bit, because I was young and naive. I didn't know what I was doing. At the time, okay, I'm a lot wiser now, but back then I didn't quite grasp it. So after my brother sat me down and we had a little chitty chat, I was like, okay, makes sense. I get it now. And I thought that some of my characters had better endings than others. So I got it. It took me a little while, but then when I understood it, I was like, Okay, I got it. So at the end of the day, I wasn't over the moon happy with it, but I wasn't like so angry at it that I wanted to burn the house down. You know what I mean? Like there was a lot of people who were fired up on the internet about this. But yeah, I'm kind of like in the in between. Like I liked it. I think it's fine. It's a good ending. It's a great ending. I don't know, but I thought it was fine.
Doug, what were your feelings on the finale?
Oh, I love the finale. I think it's a great motif to the entire series. I was, I remember watching it the first time, and it was like, so this is basically purgatory. All right, so they escaped purgatory, they got in the real world, and they lived their life, and then they died, and they met back in heaven. I'm cool with it. Hey, that's exactly what I was like. You know, what I wasn't expecting like super deep answers. I mean, if you watched anything from JJ or Lindelof, you know you're not getting super deep answers, and it wasn't like The Sopranos. So I was okay with it.
Yeah. For me, I probably would have been more pissed with the finale if it just faded to black and Don't Stop Believing just played on the credits.
Oh, God.
Although it would have been hilarious if they did it. If they did it, I would have been like, all right, I guess that's the thing now.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't hate this. I also didn't hate it because this is one that because I know that this was I think a lot of people had predicted that's what it was because there's one of the fan theories going they're not in purgatory, and I mean I know they've asked in conventions. I mean, what are you going to say if you're a producer? Are you going to say, "Oh yeah, you're right," or are you going to try and keep it a secret, or go, "Oh no, that's not what it is," and just not reveal it? Because if you're going to have a twist like that, you want to try and preserve that secret as much as possible. You don't want to let people know that they're right because and I mean it's one of those ones like it's part of the reason why didn't I enjoyed I also to compare it with finales. I also enjoyed it with the other divisive finale of How I Met Your Mother because like throughout that series, I predicted that that's how I Met Your Mother was going to end, and maybe I'll do an episode of Late Night dedicated to How I Met Your Mother at some stage.
That'll be some hot takes for you.
I mean, honestly, there's not. I mean, it's one of those ones. There's really not a lot of things I can tie late night topics into at the moment. So I'm going to have to pick stuff. Look at my DVD shelf. Like, what do I want to do it on this time? But
Nice.
Yeah, I think part of the frustration too was just that there was still so many questions left unanswered, and it was just like you had to live with that. But that's also like part of life. Like there's just things that you're never gonna get the answer. Things are not gonna always be resolved, and that's never an easy thing to face. So I think that was like another part of the frustration with it. You had to like face something difficult.
I mean, it's one of those ones like if you can find me a finale that wraps season finale that wraps every unanswered question tightly from the show so that there's no questions after that finale, then try and find it because I've not seen it. Because I know once upon a time that season finale is one that there's still a few sort of kind of unanswered questions there, and I don't hate the fact that we've got unanswered questions and finales. Because it leads people to use their own imagination. Like, well, this is where I want to see this character goes. Did anyone watch that special thing? The special epilogue with Hurley, the man behind the curtain, I think it's called. That was on the season 6 DVD.
No, I didn't see it.
I did not see that.
I mean, if you've got the DVD, I recommend to watch it. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, it's one of those ones that doesn't answer any questions, but it's just a fun kind of thing with Hurley, showing Hurley in charge, and it's just somewhat entertaining. But yeah, but just because we can, we're going to finish off with a game. I like you, Ryan, but I think we're going to have to agree to disagree here. But,
I've never seen the show, so I wouldn't be able to comment nor speculate.
I watched
yeah.
the ending, and that's all I watched, and I said it seemed weird.
But we're going to finish off with a game like we usually do. I don't have Matt here to explain this at this time, but I'm going to explain it as best I can. It's 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, but basically I'll start off by going... X actor was in a movie with another actor, and then if anyone manages to connect it to Kevin Bacon, they get a lifeline, and they don't get eliminated. There is a franchise rule, and if we say like Chris Evans was in Civil War with Robert Downey Jr., that takes the whole MCU out. I think Matt took it out, changed that up last time, and you can't use another one. But basically, we're going to go around. I butchered the explanation, but yes. See how this goes.
What's the order?
I'm going to start. I'll just go round. It'll be me, Christina, Ryan, then Doug.
You guys are definitely winning this because I suck at this game, but I'll try.
Interesting.
Let's start off with an easy one. Daniel Craig was in Knives Out with Chris Evans.
And I have to do the next one.
Then you have to do Chris Evans was in X movie with someone else.
Okay. Am I trying to make this hard or easy for the next person?
It's up to you.
Completely up to you.
All right, I'm going to loophole this. Chris Evans was in What's Your Number with Anthony Mackie.
Ryan.
I'm sorry. I was in what movie with Anthony Mackie?
What's Your Number? And it's a great movie.
Oh dear. All right. Well, hopefully I'm right on this. Anthony Mackie was in 999 with Woody Harrelson. I think, or maybe I'm wrong. I think he was. You know, the movie that nobody saw was a corrupt cop thriller, but nobody saw it.
Woody Harrelson was in Hunger Games with Jennifer Lawrence.
Boom! There you go.
Jennifer Lawrence was in X-Men Days of Future. I finished it, but X-Men Days of Future Past with. I can't use the one I wanted to use. With Ellen Page.
Oh my gosh.
Are we trying to not get to Kevin Bacon?
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon wasn't in Days of Future Past.
He completed Days of Future Past before he said First Class.
Yeah.
Right. And then
As I said, I stuffed it up.
You stuffed it up, Malcolm.
Me and Doug both did that a few weeks ago.
Don't remind me.
I don't really know a lot of Ellen Page movies except for Juno.
Oh,
So she was in Juno with Michael Cera?
And Michael Cera was in a movie I've never seen before, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, with what's her face? Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead was in 10 Cloverfield Lane with John Goodman.
A severely underrated thriller.
I love that movie.
That's a damn good movie.
John Goodman was in The Borrowers with Tom Felton.
Is that Malfoy?
Yeah, it is.
I will
Actually.
neither confirm nor deny, but you might be right.
No, he's right though.
Tom Felton was in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone with Maggie Smith.
Oh,
That is
wow.
correct.
And Maggie, gee Louise, Maggie Smith was in Sister Act with the Whoopster, Whoopi Goldberg.
Ooh. Ooh, okay. All right, we go Whoopi. You go
Look,
uh
Robin Williams.
Whoopi Goldberg
Well, yeah,
was
but
in
the Whoopster was in a lot of movies, man.
Oh, she was in Ghost.
It's it, and she won the Oscar for that.
Spoilers.
spoilers.
Spoilers. She won the
Whoopi
Oscar for
Goldberg
it too.
was in I'm taking it. I don't care. Ghost with Demi Moore.
It's Demi Moore, not Demi. It's Demi. Really?
If
I
you
never heard
have
of a
$2
Sami
million
tractor
in
trailer.
the bank and you speak like a pretentious snob, then it's Demi.
Demi Moore was in Charlie's Angels Full Throttle with.
Oh.
Crap.
That, by the way, that is one of those sequels that didn't live up to the hype, or didn't live up to much of any hype,
I'm-
but still.
Pretty sure this is who played Bosley in this. Bernie Mac.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Good
can fact
pull.
check you.
Good pull.
That was one of his last movies too.
You couldn't give me Drew Barrymore?
Well, Drew
Bernie
Barrymore is a
Mac.
well-known actress.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to. Can I Google stuff? Will you know if I Google stuff?
Give you
No.
a head.
I can't. I gotta.
You know, there was that really amazing Bernie Mac
I know he was
movie.
in a baseball movie. Like
Yeah.
Mr. 3000 or something.
Yep.
Okay. You
I
named
don't-
the movie already.
I don't know who's in it. I named the movie, so I have to go with it.
Yeah.
With, oh, all right. I'll be nice to Ryan. With Angela Bassett.
Also, Ryan, that's a good pull for Whoopi Goldberg.
True. I didn't think about that one, but that's a great pull.
Okay.
That's
So
actually a really good movie.
what was the last one with
Angela
Angela Bassett?
Bassett.
What was it? Yeah, but like what movie?
Mr. 3000.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. And Angela Bassett was in Mission Impossible Fallout with Mr. Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise was in. Fuck, who do I want to go with? All right, let's do it. No, I can't actually because he did Mission Impossible.
That's
Tom, I know.
it. You can complete this thing.
I can't think of the movie that he's in with him.
My God, you can win this.
Tom Cruise was in Top Gun with Val Kilmer.
Oh, you
I
could have
can't
ended the game.
Movie.
You could have ended the
I
game.
couldn't think of the movie.
Oh my God, it's one of the most well-known films. It's so popular.
I have no idea what it is.
Oh, you are right. I could have did a
Yes.
few then.
Yes, you could have ended our suffering with a few good men.
We're not ended until everybody gets knocked out. You just earn an
I
extra
feel
life.
knocked out now when you don't pick a few good men.
Val Kilmer was in MacGruber with Wolf Forte.
I thought you were going to go a different route with that actor, but okay.
Ooh, Will
I don't know
Forte.
who that is.
Will Forte is the guy that was
He's-
in Last Man in the Universe.
Yeah.
Was he in Idiocracy?
No,
Ooh, that's a good question. Do we know that?
no, he was not in Idiocracy.
Good promo for Nerdcast. I can't believe that's all my professor had to say about my last project of the year. All right, but hey, at least it's cut clear and to the point. Sorry, people, I'm rambling about something called academia.
Ooh, he was in that. I did not know that.
Fun facts, people.
All right.
Whose turn is it?
Will Forte was in the Lego Movie with
That's right.
Elizabeth Banks.
Fun
Oh,
fact:
boy.
he was credited in Lego Movie as Orville Forte. I do not know.
It was in Scoob, and he was Shaggy.
Was he
but,
now?
I just watched
Yeah.
Scoob. It's actually
Yeah.
really good.
People tell me how good it is.
But Ryan,
You said Elizabeth. Okay, Elizabeth Banks. How many good things has she actually done in her career?
I'm tossing it to you.
Oh right. Oh God, Elizabeth
also
Banks was
Ryan,
in. Yeah. Huh. Will Forte was
another
in.
one. Will Forte was in.
Nice.
Fanboy.
And by the way, I like Fanboys. That's a good movie. Where was I? Elizabeth Banks was in. What movie was she in with that actor we're trying to get to? What was she in?
Are you allowed to say an actor or actress that's already been said if it's a different movie?
If
Yes.
they've already been said, you can't repeat them.
Oh, you
Are you-
Unless we're starting, unless we start
Oh,
fresh.
never mind, Ryan. I didn't help you out.
Okay, thanks. Anyway, how many good things has Elizabeth Banks done in her career besides Hunger Games? I'm trying to think.
Ooh, there's good people in Hunger Games.
Well, she
Hunger
did great in
Games
Hunger
already
Games. I'll
did.
give her that. Is that heavy trinket?
Hunger Games already.
I don't know. Elizabeth Banks was in a movie. Well, I actually did enjoy this movie. I can't say this. I haven't seen the sequels, nor do I really want to, because I heard how terrible they were. But Elizabeth Banks was in Pitch Perfect with Anna Kendrick.
That was perfect timing because you said that and Ryan said something else.
I know, right?
Anna Kendrick was in
She was in a really good movie I saw recently.
Noelle with Bill Hader.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go the other route.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna go the other route. She was in a great movie that came out just a few years ago. It was so good.
I can be a dick with Bill Hader because I've taken the major franchise off the board.
I'll take the other one then.
Bill
There you
Hader was in Chapter 2 with James McAvoy.
That's not hard. That is not. That's not
Is it
hard.
though? No, it's
Nope.
not hard. You're right.
Are we all back?
Yeah,
You're
we're
back,
back.
yeah.
We can see you.
You're back.
Did you hear what he said?
It's okay. You can
No,
end our
you guys
suffering.
all were gone.
Yeah,
Oh.
no.
Okay.
But what actually happened is you froze.
Oh.
We were all going.
We were still rolling our film, and then you
Oh.
froze for a minute.
Everything went away, and I was like,
Did you hear who the actor?
Did you hear the last thing that was said?
no, it was Bill Hader, and then what? I don't know what Malcolm said.
Bill Hader was in It Chapter 2 with James McAvoy.
James McAvoy.
And remember, we've taken X-Men off the board, so...
Oh, we can't use. Oh, jeez. Because we could have ended this thing like two minutes ago.
And you said James McAvoy was in what movie?
No, I said Bill Hader was in It Chapter 2 with James McAvoy.
Yeah.
James McAvoy was in Glass with Bruce Willis.
Okay. All right. Bruce Willis was in the best Die Hard movie ever made, Die Hard with a Vengeance, with Samuel L. Jackson. Nobody agrees with me, but Die Hard with a Vengeance is my favorite.
With the other actor in the Unbreakable franchise. Samuel L. Jackson was in Django with Jamie Foxx.
There you go.
Also, I was disappointed that one didn't go this way with Elizabeth Banks.
Yikes.
Because I don't want to see that movie because I've heard how terrible it is. So
I watched half of it and gave up.
Terrible.
even though it's Malcolm's favorite movie of all time.
It's not my favorite movie of all time. But anyway,
That's what it sounds like.
I mean, I like the movie. It's not my favorite movie of all time.
Okay.
But anyway.
Anyway.
You're not wrong.
And PLD.
Ooh. Okay, I don't know who PLD is, but that's a fair comment.
It's Paul Denuzio.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
That guy.
That guy.
I've actually forgotten what Doug said. What was your last one?
It was Django.
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie
Foxx. Django, the Quentin Tarantino film that I like 2/3 of, and then I was upset by the third act.
Jamie Foxx was in the worst Spider-Man movie, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, with...
Seen this movie, so that's at least a plus.
That's messed up. That's really messed
Who
up. Who
should I go with?
Somebody easy, Malcolm. Be nice to me.
Paul Giamatti.
Oh, Paul Giamatti. Oh boy.
Hold on, I just want to make sure I'm picturing the right person.
Yeah. If we're ranking the top 10 worst comic movies ever made, that film's probably in the top 3.
Don't let a Mr. Caleb go.
Oh.
I don't care. I don't care if co-host sees this. It's one of the worst movies ever made.
Wait, what'd you say?
Oh my god, this guy is in like. All right. All right, Ryan. I'm gonna toss it to you. You ready?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Paul Giamatti was in Saving Private Ryan with Tom Hanks.
Okay. I never heard of this Tom Hanks guy, but let me
To
take
Hank?
a stab. Let me take a stab at. No, I'm kidding. I know who Tom Hanks is. Oh boy.
To
Okay.
Hanks you for smoking.
What's that?
I said to Hanks you for smoking.
Oh, I see what you did there. Anyway, before I get out of my mind here, Tom Hanks was in a very a great film that should have won probably 2 to 3 Oscars the year it came out, if not 4 Oscars, and that would be A League of Their Own with the one and only Gina Davis.
Gina Davis was in Beetlejuice with Alec Baldwin.
That's another good movie she was in. There you go, Gina. I give you 2 credits.
Ryan, I gave you the win, bro, on a silver platter.
Did I? Wait, Tom Hanks was in.
Apollo 13.
Yep.
Oh,
Apollo-
I haven't seen-
I think it's an extra life. It's not a win. It's not a win until we all get knocked out.
It's
sorry.
a life that if he got
No, you're right, Christina. I'm sorry, I haven't seen the movie yet, so that's why I forgot about it. I haven't seen Apollo 13. I've never seen it.
What did you say, Doug?
Sorry, Christina.
Oh God, what was given to me? I did spew out
Gina
something.
Davis.
Gina
Davis.
Beetlejuice with Alec Baldwin.
Playing 6 Degrees of Separation. I lobbed it up to Brian and gave him Tom Hanks, and he didn't say Apollo 13.
Because I've never seen it. Even though I should have remembered it. Sorry,
Alec
Anthony.
Baldwin.
Just like Stephen Amell, I failed this city.
Alec Baldwin was in
Stand our suffering.
Glengarry Glen Ross with
Ooh,
Ed Harris.
ooh, good pull.
That is a good pull. I've been in this
That's
business
a good
15
pull.
years.
Always be closing.
As Ethan Irwin would say, always be closing. Which, by the way, that's another movie I need to see is Glengarry Glen Ross.
I feel like I'm trying to remember where I know him from.
I feel so bad for failing Christina right now. Honest to God.
Wait, I can win.
Can you?
Yes, because Ed Harris was in Apollo 13 with Kevin Bacon.
And guess what, Malcolm? Failure is not an option.
She gets an extra life, but she also starts.
I will also tell you that I am with a lot of these answers, so I have no problem being somebody that's knocked out. I
Guess
No,
what,
you're not
Malcolm?
knocked out. You're literally you have an extra life.
Oh,
Well,
you don't
and- I mean- for this version, because we've hit the 108th minute of the episode, I'm going to
Yeah.
call it.
Yeah, it's getting past some of our people's bedtime, so.
Oh, I mean, it's not that. Just because 108 minutes is a perfect time.
It's a great number, too.
For resetting the clock and all that.
Yeah. It's a great number.
but-
Thank you for bailing us out, Christina. You're the winner tonight. You're the big winner.
Thank you, Google. Thank you.
You're the big winner.
Honestly, I completely forgot Ed Harris was in Apollo 13. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have made it that
I
easy.
actually knew that. It's just I haven't seen the movie. I know the cast. I just don't know the movie.
If you knew it, even though you haven't seen the movie, why did you go for it?
Because I'm an idiot, Malcolm.
But
for 2
anyway-
seconds, I was an idiot.
But anyway, we've reached the end of the episode. Christina, where can people find you online?
I'm around. Malcolm's nice and lets me come onto his show sometimes. I compete and then sometimes host when I harass Tony on FPTL. And if you want to see pictures of my cat, I'm on Instagram. And if you just want to see me retweet other people's thoughts, I'm on Twitter. I don't really do other stuff like that. Other than that, I'm around. I'm a nice person. Say hi to my friend. Ignore him.
Why make people find you online?
I don't know if I can top that, Malcolm, but I'm going to try. Since Christina's the big winner tonight, and Christina, you're so money you don't even know it. If you can name that movie where that quote's from, extra credit. Anyway, what's that?
one's talking to you.
Yeah, but I'm
Anyway, my name's Ryan. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RyanRPM5. Check out my podcast. It's called The Nerdcast, where I talk about movies past and present. It's on Anchor, Google, Apple, Spotify, wherever you download your podcasts. You can find it there. You don't even have to pay a dime. Check out our YouTube channel. It's called Nerd Culture, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at It's Nerd Culture. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. And you can find me competing in the various fan leagues in and around cyberspace. And yeah, this was a great show. Thanks for having me on, Malcolm.
Doug, where can people find you online?
I'm over here in Take Freeland. Occasionally, I will be bringing back my show soon. I just got to make sure that I stock up with people that want to do this show. It's an interesting show. It's called The Manor. We sit down where we have 5 movies that represent you as a person, and we talk about those movies. Also, I'm over in the fan leagues. I compete in pretty much all the fan leagues except maybe 1 or 2. But right now, go check out Multiplex. We got a lot going on. I added videos over there for them. And it's a lot of fun. Warzone tournament's kicking off, and it's exciting. Go check it out.
And you can find me also over in Take 3. But you can... I do late night. I haven't decided what I'll do for next week's episode. It might be a random show. I might randomly decide to do an actor. Who knows? No one really does. We live in strange times.
Excuse me.
It won't be Smallville now.
I'm trying to help you, man. I'm trying to help.
But anyway, you can find me tomorrow doing Rankum, and this week is going to be top 12 acting performances in the Wizarding World franchise, which is going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of great actors in there. We've only got 12 spots, but it's going to be a lot of fun regardless. And you can find me over in Full Metal, where I host Full Metal Random. Next week's episode is going to be music videos, and it's going to be a special one in which it's a slightly different format just because I'll be showing pictures and stuff.
Oh, wow.
But all will be revealed when that happens. And I also host Full Metal Classic. The sign-up sheet is on the Full Metal Media page for this week's episode. It's on Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern. If you haven't signed up, sign up now. I will be doing the draw tomorrow or maybe later tonight, depending on when I feel like it.
I did.
But
make me play Jake. Do not make me play Jake.
It'll depend on the reel. But anyway, I mean, the reel's probably going to put him and Jake in the same match again just to spite him now.
Oh my god!
But with that being said, I'm all over the fan leagues as well. And until next week, we're not on Zoom, but we'll zoom out of here.
Oh my god!
I love it.
That's a good one.